So I think we can all agree that this is one of the best 2-packs Mattel has ever released in history. I mean, first of all, we got two brand new characters in the same set, and they are both these awesomely designed next generation Piston Cup racers. So on the left here, even though he's on the right in the picture, kind of strange that they flipped him there. But anyway, the little Torquey Pistons next gen Eric Breaker and the SynerG next gen Spikey Fillups. That sounds like something I'd name my dog, but moving on from that, I don't know, I just love this 2-pack. This is a great set. I'm glad Mattel decided to release a couple next gens in the same pack because, as we all know, they're a struggle to find. They are probably the most popular cars out right now regardless of sponsor. It's like any next gen or Piston Cup racer, people snatch them up. And to put two in the same set, I think that's very nice because if you find it, then you get two automatically. Now, these are being found across the US at Walmart and Target stores. I just decided to, you know what, I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm not gonna go from store to store trying my luck to find these. So I just bought online for about $30. You know, it's kind of expensive, but when you factor in gas and time, it's actually very reasonable. If you're younger, you probably don't really get that yet. It's all just, you know, the $ amount. But, you know, your parents, they know the gas factor for sure and the time factor. Next Gen Piston Cup Racers is the series in the goldish yellow stripe with the Piston Cup Racer circle. We got the 4 languages, English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. Now, if you're new to 2018, just getting back into collecting, there is no numbering system for the 2018 year. So we're just going car by car, hoping for the best, not planning ahead too much. So on the back here, we have a nice picture of the LA Speedway from the beginning of Cars 3 where McQueen crashed. You got McQueen there, Danny Swervez, Buck Bearingley, Chris Roman, and Cam Spinner. All of which have been released except for Cam, but he will be coming pretty soon, hopefully. The description reads, will the impressive next-gen racers break Lightning McQueen's winning streak? And there you go, you have Conrad Camber, you have Sheldon Shifter, Rich Mixon, and Chris Roman, all of which have been out for a little bit now. Chris Roman's pretty new. If you'd like to see my review of him, the link will be in the description below, along with the card suggestion in the top right-hand corner. So I'll be right back with these amazing diecasts opened up. So I know it's probably a super hard decision, and for me it is as well, but I think by the end of this video, we need to know which of these two is our favorite. I know it's gonna be tough, but I mean, we just have to make a decision. Is Eric Breaker or Spikey Fillups our favorite? So we're gonna go through each of them and see what happens, starting with their appearance in Cars 3. Specifically, Eric here, I'll throw a couple pictures of him up on the screen there. Of course, he was the next-gen little Torquey Pistons racer who replaced Ralph Carlo, who was the stock car racer for Cars 1 and Cars 2. So the poor guy got kicked out after at least 12 years. Now, moving on to Spikey. That's my dog. I don't know why they named him that, to be honest. Just kind of strange. So we'll put some pictures up on the screen of him, although I don't remember him as much as Eric. I feel like I saw Eric a couple more times, but you know, we'll see what happens. And now he replaced Lane Locke, who is the stock car racer for Cars 3 only. There was no stock car for SynerG in Cars 1. That's why we only have 2 here, whereas for Little Torquey Pistons, we'll have 3 to compare. I have to say, Lane Locke looks a lot cooler than Spikey just at first glance. Spikey looks a little generic, but we'll get into that later. We're going to actually start here with just reviewing Eric. That is some weird lighting right there. I don't know why. I've mentioned this before, but my camera discriminates against blue cars. It gets really weird lighting whenever I put a blue car on the screen. And that's all we got today, so hopefully it doesn't look too bad. But there's really no sense in comparing these three because the next gen is drastically different from anything on the stock cars. I mean, you still kind of have the Piston mascot on the side here. I wonder if they ever gave him a name. Like, they should call him, like, Pisto or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. You know, like you name your mascot. But there is the little Piston with a smiley face that we've seen before. Seems like he's been getting, like, a bigger role every time. He started off a little tiny, then he got big, and now he's on the side there. And it's kind of weird. Everything really blends together on him. He's just more of a, I don't know how to say it, just kind of a subdued next gen. But anyway, looking at the front here, he does kind of have that sour expression, not looking too happy, not looking too sad either. He is the same model as a whole bunch of others, like Tim Treadless here, who is probably the most common since he was the first. It looks like their frowns are the same, but the eyes are lower on Eric. I also have Erin Clocker here. His eyes are green, and they're a little bit bigger, it looks like, but the models look to be the same. And there's a whole bunch more, like Rich Mixon, who else we got? Harvey Rodcap, etc., etc. But anyway, he does have the vents in the bottom corner, so those are pretty neat. The headlights. Now on the hood here, whatever that is, I will assume it's like a Piston imprint, although I can't really tell. It looks a little strange. And then he has like this blue pattern on the side here that continues throughout him, even though on the hood here it's really light blue versus the rest of him. But I don't know, a lot of people think like, oh yeah, it kind of looks like water. And it does, but like, you know it's not. You know it's like something having to do with like static or something like that. I mean, it makes me think of like computers, something with technology. I don't know. It's very strange to me. I cannot tell you what this design is. I don't think it is water, because how would that really relate to Pistons? But anyway, on the side here, you do have 117, which is the number all along. Nice yellow number there. And this is very hard to see, like I said, subdued since all the colors flow together. But his contingency sponsors are the Piston Cup, Combustor, Carbon Cyber, and SynerG. You have the arrow there to indicate to the picker where to lift them up at to change tires. He has black rims with the black Lightyear tires. Lightyear in that little sliver right there. Of course, you have the piston guy right there, along with the exhaust pipes. Those do look a little strange. I feel like they're just painted on, but they are actually imprinted a little bit. You can feel the indentation. On the roof here, you have the roof flaps and 117 again. You got the window bars there. Some next gens have them, some don't. The spoiler, little Torquey Pistons with kind of another weird looking design, that black piston or wrench actually. It's more looking like a wrench from that angle, I guess. Yeah, it just looks a little strange on the hood there since the handle isn't that long and it kind of is cut off where the eyes are, but I would assume that's like some sort of wrench. Of course, you do have little Torquey Pistons right there, and then the gas cap. I'm not a big fan of that. You can't really see many of the decals because it's all dark blue. But anyway, on the back here, you have another little wrench or whatever. I wish I knew more exactly what the design was, because I feel like it's not a wrench, I'm just guessing. But anyway, 117, the mandatory yellow rookie stripes. And that's pretty much it for Eric here. Here's the base if you're interested in that kind of stuff. This is the date stamp over here. I think I can already tell you that my favorite out of these two will probably be Spikey, just because I don't like how everything blends together on Eric. It's not that attractive. But anyway, we're going to do some side-by-sides here, showing the legacy of little Torquey Pistons, even though, like I said, very different. All red is gone. They don't have any red on Eric. So the branding really has just become dark blue and yellow, which I'm not actually a huge fan of. He may end up being one of my least favorite next gens. He is currently right now, actually. As I'm going through him, I'm like, oh, this kind of looks disgusting. And no offense to anyone who's a big fan of Eric Breaker, I just don't personally like him that much. I wish they put some more red in him and just designed it a little bit better. Not Mattel's fault. Pixar and Disney's fault. Just to clarify. So that's pretty much it there for Eric. A little disappointing, not gonna lie. Now let's bring in our dog, Spikey. And now the camera looks better now because it's not a blue car. Very strange, like I said. But anyway, Spikey here again, very different from Lane Lock. But there are a couple more similarities I'd like to think. You know, with the SynerG logo here, even though it changed, the G is still prominent. You also have these like hexagon patterns, which has been on Lane Lock. Now he is the same model again as a bunch of other next gens, although he is the Danny Swervez model. And I brought out a couple here. I have Ed Trunken as well. Eyes are different on Danny, mouth is open, so Danny's completely different in terms of that. The eyes are a little bit bigger on Ed Trunken, it looks like, but the mouths are the same. Now moving on to his specifics, he does have the vents there. Those are some pretty small vents actually. He's got the yellow bumper, I like that. Creates a lot of contrast. His grille connects the two headlights up there, whereas a lot of them have some separations, like on Ed Trunken there. The hood looks pretty cool. It's like a two-tone between dark blue or purple or whatever and yellow with the SynerG logo. Very simple in there. It kind of looks like very futuristic. Like if you go to Epcot, and that's like the future world basically, it reminds me of the SynerG font right there because I feel like everything's written like that. Or Tomorrowland, so maybe like a retroistic future compared to more of this modern day SynerG logo right here. I do like the patterns and how there's like hexagons within the hexagons, but these are just more simple, basic design. Of course, on the sides here, we have the same contingency sponsors that we saw on Eric. And while we're at this angle, I want to take notice of all the little hexagons within his green paint. This is an amazing, minuscule detail that I love that they added. And especially on the diecast, because it'd be super easy for Mattel to just, yeah, we're just going to make the whole thing green. And on the front, it is just the green sparkles. But as you get to the center here, you can see those hexagons. I love that about him. I mean, that is way more intricate than on Lane Lock there. It just looks so cool. You can see the sparkles, like it a lot. Of course, he does have the black Lightyear tires, green rims, and yellow trim. So that is nothing new, just the redesign for the rims there. Arrow indicates to the picker where to lift them up at to change the tires. You already know that. You got exhaust pipes. You got this yellow stripe here that connects the 5. That is very different from what we had before, so I like that change. You have some more purple hexagons there. The gas cap. It would have been cool if they put a big like hexagon right on the gas cap. Anyway, on the roof here, you got some yellow now tossed in here with the 5 again, some more hexagons, roof flaps, window bars. And I love how like the center part's a lot of different colors. You got purple, green, and yellow all mixed together. The spoiler is very interesting. I don't think I've seen many like this. It's just pretty small compared to some of the other ones. I guess it is the same as Ed Trunken's here, but it just looks a little bit different. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Now moving toward the back here, you have just a G right there because that is the prominent part of SynerG. Actually, let's see what the little slogan says here. It says synthetic natural fuels. And it makes sense that the G is prominent because that's like gas, you know what I'm saying? On the back, you have the G again, although, I don't know, that looks a little weird. It doesn't look like it's centered. That's weird. Anyway, 5 rookie stripes and lots of different designs here, colors, I should say. It kind of looks like, I don't know, something I'd see like at the McDonald's playroom or something like that. Green, purple, yellow. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired and I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's just what it reminds me of. Here's the base. And now let's just do some more comparisons with Lane over here. I have to say, I think I do actually prefer Lane Lock a little bit more than Spikey. I don't know why exactly. I just like his design. I don't know, I feel like the colors on Spikey are very choppy. It's just like, yeah, we're going from green, purple, yellow now. And it doesn't flow together that nicely, whereas I like the flow better on Lane Lock. And now that's just my opinion. You may like Spikey more. You may like Eric more than Spikey, whereas I definitely like Spikey way more than Eric. Even though from a distance, Eric looks kind of cool. but when you get up close to them, I'm just not a big fan that you can't really see some of the decals because the blue is just so dark. But anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on these guys in the comments below. And yes, I will be working on some other types of videos soon. You know me, I just love doing my cars videos, so that's why you've been seeing so many more of them lately and not other types of videos. But it's just easier since the other videos take way longer to edit, and I love getting the cars, getting the reviews out quick so you can check them out and then decide whether or not to buy them or not, because these are hitting stores right now, so you definitely have a good chance of finding them. Some other new 2-packs in the case are Flo and Ramon. They're actually variations. Flo may actually be the same as the Radiator Springs Classic one, but don't know for sure yet. Ramon is definitely a new variant. And then you have Turbo Bullock, who is the Jeff Gorvette Pity with a name now, and he's a variant. And then John Lasseter. And that's pretty much it for the new ones in this case. You got some other older ones that we've seen before already as well. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.